Morning. We're on the A69 in Northumberland and we're heading for Lockerbie in Scotland. Before I go any further, I want to say thank you to those who've subscribed and commented on my first video, especially one Mr. Truck It Trail. If you've not seen his channel, go check it out. It's some very good trucking vlogs and a lot of helpful tips and advice, so well worth a look, highly recommended. Right, today we've got 26.5 tonne of huge paper reels to go on packaging machines, so we're running quite heavy and there's some pretty steep hills on this road, so it will slow down quite a lot. On the flip side, we've got some pretty steep downhill runs as well, and you've got to watch your speed because this amount of weight is really going to push you, so you've got to be careful. Obviously it's a 50 limit on here, and at the moment we're in, I think it's a 10-mile section where it's got average speed cameras, so we have to be careful. Some people don't give a monkeys and go barreling on, but hey, at the end of the day, it's your licence. I really love this run. I mean, just look at this countryside. It's just absolutely fantastic. There's some stunning views on here. It really is nice. I used to do it in my first job, and that was every night. I'd come over here right up to M6 and then over Shap Summit on M6 and drop down through Loon Gorge, and I could never ever get bored of that. Well, it's just amazing. This run up to Lockerbie, there's some amazing scenery up there as well. Really is a nice place. Normally, well, every other day we go up there, and today I'll be running back empty. The next load we do a trailer swap. I bring back a trailer full of scrap. It's all baled up, all recycling stuff. Goes back to the factory that makes these reels. So half of what's on here has probably been recycled anyway, if not all of it. So the sat-nav's saying an hour and 22 minutes. Probably not far wrong that. So right, we'll crack on. I'll see you in a bit. Morning. We're on the A69 in Northumberland and we're heading for Lockerbie in Scotland. Before I go any further, I want to say thank you to those who've subscribed and commented on my first video, especially one Mr. Truck It Trail. If you've not seen his channel, go check it out. It's some very good trucking vlogs and a lot of helpful tips and advice, so well worth a look, highly recommended. Right, today we've got 26.5 tonne of huge paper reels to go on packaging machines, so we're running quite heavy and there's some pretty steep hills on this road, so it will slow down quite a lot. On the flip side, we've got some pretty steep downhill runs as well, and you've got to watch your speed because this amount of weight is really going to push you, so you've got to be careful. Obviously it's a 50 limit on here, and at the moment we're in, I think it's a 10-mile section where it's got average speed cameras, so we have to be careful. Some people don't give a monkeys and go barreling on, but hey, at the end of the day, it's your licence. I really, really love this run. I mean, just look at this countryside. It's just absolutely fantastic. There's some stunning views on here. Really is nice. I used to do it in my first job, and that was every night. I'd come over here, right up to M6, and then over Shap Summit on M6, and drop down through Loon Gorge. And I could never ever get bored of that. Well, it's just amazing. This run up to Lockerbie, there's some amazing scenery up there as well. Really is a nice place. Normally, well, every other day we go up there, and today I'll be running back empty. The next load we do a trailer swap. I bring back a trailer full of scrap. It's all baled up, all recycling stuff. Goes back to the factory that makes these reels. So half of what's on here has probably been recycled anyway, if not all of it. So the sat-nav's saying an hour and 22 minutes. Probably not far wrong that. So, right, we'll crack on. I'll see you in a bit. We're still on the 69, and in front of us is the steepest section of this road. This is Greenhead Bank. Now, it's not a long hill, but it's steeper than it looks. And right into hill climb mode. All week we've struggled with this. Now this Scania has got 1.2 million K on the clock. It's a 63 plate. So it is a bit tired, like, you know. That's 35. Down to 30. You know, I've not been going that long, and this truck is covered in salt already. Just above 25. Honestly, it's like pulling teeth. It's ridiculous. If you've got a light load, there's no problem getting up here, but if you're 26.5 ton on back, you know, he must be running empty. Gotta be. There we go, it's picking up a bit now. The amount of salt on Northumberland roads is absolutely ridiculous. I got to work this morning and my black car is white down the sides. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Well, that'll be me going to jet wash tomorrow. Right, over there, don't know if you can see through this salt. That's all the Scottish borders. Some amazing views up here. If you come across here in lambing season, you see all the little lambs skipping about in these fields here. I've probably eaten a couple for my Sunday dinners. I shouldn't say that sounds a bit cruel, doesn't it? You know, but hey, I like what I like. But yeah, this is one of the perks of the job. You know, we get to go places like this. Quite often you'll be going up to built up areas, industrial estates and what have you. But if you get a run like this, it is something to really appreciate. I mean, there are some spectacular places. and we get paid for going to them. You know, what more can you ask for? It's just one of the reasons why I love the job. I mean, I don't think I could ever go back to working inside now. It'd drive me nuts staring at four walls all day. Right, we'll crack on and see you in a bit. Well, we're now into Cumbria, and one thing that puzzles me, these two yellow signs here are new. Now I can see that speed camera there, but if you're in a car, would that yellow sign there obscure that camera? And if so, isn't that a bit naughty? Because they're supposed to be clearly visible, aren't they? Just back it off a bit here because this is quite tight. I do love it when you come over brow of that hill and it all just opens out in front of you. Let's see, it's a cracking perk of the job. Now, I'm hoping, with it being Friday, that once I tip this, I've got to ring the office, and I'm hoping there's no else for me, and I can just run back and go home. But we'll have to see. I was a bit late getting away this morning because when I hooked up to this trailer, I found an air leak on it, so I had to have that fixed before I left. Fortunately, we've got a garage on site with quite a few fitters in there, so it was done near enough straight away. But, you know, I'm not going to run with even the slightest defect. It's just not worth it. I mean, the other week I was stuck in Leeds for, what, 2.5, nearly 3 hours waiting on a mechanic to come out, and all it was a fuse. But there's that many fuses in these trucks, I wouldn't have a clue which one I'm looking for. But it had blown the side lights all down my near side, so I didn't have no marker lights on the trailer or nothing. So it's one of them things. I phoned it in, the fitter said don't move, because even though it's daylight, if you get stopped, technically it's a prohibition notice. So I said it's not worth the risk. Look at this. Cheers, pal. I just can't wait. I really can't wait, you know. Oh, hey. What do I know? I just drive a truck. So but you kind of come away expect it now. You know, when you first start, it does surprise you how many idiots there are on the road. But after a while, it just becomes second nature to expect them to do stuff like that. You know. I mean, on here, it's like if you've got an Arctic coming towards you, you're constantly wary of, is a car going to come out from behind it to try and overtake? And it does happen quite often. But they don't think to hold back so they can get a better view, they'll just pop out. You know, and then the next thing you know, you're having to slam brakes on. I did have a very near miss one. I was heading the other way towards Greenhead Bank, and had an Arctic coming towards me. Unfortunately, I was in a Class 2 18 tonner, and I was running empty because his car just shot out from behind him, and how the hell I missed him. This BMW driver, see his eyes bulging when he suddenly realised there was a truck coming towards him. But he was very lucky the Arctic braked hard as well. I could have quite easily ended in tears, but it shows you the stupidity of some people, like, you know. But you see, you've got to expect these things. Right, we'll crack on, and then we shouldn't be too long before we're in Scotland. Well, we're just passing Gretna, where people used to elope to get married, and here we are, the Scottish border. And this is another reason I like coming up here. How quiet is this motorway? It's always quiet. It's just absolutely brilliant. It really is. Yeah, about 20 miles behind us on the M6, it's absolute chaos. You know, it's absolutely great coming up here. It really is. You get to Lockerbie, like I say, as well as it being a nice place, everybody's friendly. You know, where I deliver to, they can't do enough to help you. You know, it's just a good day out. You know, can't fault it. And up here, I think it's about 10 miles before Lockerbie, there's the Ecclefechan truck stop. The village is actually called Ecclefechan. And apparently the Fechan Cafe in the truck stop is supposedly excellent. So I might actually treat myself today. I've got some butties with me, but hey, it's Friday, I fancy something different. But I certainly wouldn't be going in Gretna Services. I went in there the other day and parked in the truck park. Nearly broke my neck. It was just one sheet of ice everywhere. Absolutely ridiculous. I bet the car parking had been gritted though. So, oh, it's 6 miles before Lockerbie. Ecclefechan, right, you know. But might be worth a shout, that. But we'll see what time we get tipped. I mean, if it's starting to run late, I'll just stick to my butties. But if he sends me to do a collection, well, I might have time to kill. So, see how it goes. Depends if anybody's under canopy when I get to Lockerbie. If somebody else is getting tipped, well, I could be there quite a while. That's the nature of the job. That's a V8 Scania in front of us. I've no doubt as soon as he gets his speed up, he'll just disappear into wilderness. Seem to be very popular trucks up here, to the V8s. Makes you think maybe I should move to Scotland and see if I can get one. No, I'm happy where I am. Well, I really would love a V8. Oh, and I'm running out of screen wash again. Well, that'll be topped up now. Wonderful. So, all the joys. I think I had about 5 litres in it yesterday. Just ridiculous how much we're using. So, it's just the amount of salt. What can you say? So I think I'm going to have to try and see if I can get a couple of bottles from work, and then see if I can keep them in locker. Just saves me having to go to a petrol station and buy one and then having to try and claim it back. You know, on top of which, when I was looking for truck wash yesterday, screen wash yesterday, the first 3 garages I stopped at didn't have any. So I think everybody's having the same problem, to be honest. Somebody's getting rich out of all this salt on the roads, and it ain't me. Well, amen for Ecclefechan truck stop. I've been able to top up my screen wash, and now I can actually see again. Where's he going? That's the Fechan diner there. Go upstairs and it's the entire top floor apparently. Not had a chance to go look. I'm going to crack on and get to locker because I'm already an hour later than usual. Certainly looks to be quite busy in here. Right, let's crack on. Here we are, arriving at Lockerbie. Now, if you come here from the south, we're coming off at junction 17. If you're coming from the south, like I have, more often than not, your sat-nav will try and take you off at junction 18. For the life of you, don't do it, because it will take you into the town centre, and that is not where you want to be, not in an Arctic. You will get round to the industrial estates, but it takes you through a council estate, and trust me, I've been there, you do not want to do it. All the industrial estates are based around here, so like I say, junction 17 is the one that you want. It does help if you know where you're going the night before, because then you can have a look on Google Earth and plan it out. But where I am at the moment, you don't know till you get to work where you're going that day. Now here is like the main industrial area. There's another one up there.
Take the second exit.
We're going up there. I believe that's a truck stop up there. I've not been up that way, but that's what I've been told. Here's where it gets a bit entertaining. Because if we go that way, then it's going to bring you to a 32 ton weight limit, and we're running close to his maximum weight. Oh, he's going to let me. He's going to let me go. Come on, come on. Not the first time it's missed its gears this morning. See, I don't really want to be losing momentum with this much weight on the back, because then it struggles. And I want to get over this bridge before this light goes to red, because otherwise it is going to be a struggle. Oh, that's a nice lady who backed off for me. I think it was Wednesday. Some people do have manners. Like I say, the people up here are genuinely nice, all very friendly. Now here's where this truck's going to struggle, because it was spinning up really bad. Make sure I know what's coming. That's it. we're clear. You just keep that little roll on with this. It helps. It's when you come to an absolute dead stop, you don't like it. Not when you're on the slope like that. As you can see, we're approaching a residential area now, and the factory we're going is just over the back here. If you go the wrong way and come through town, it'll bring you up this road, and you won't see it from where we are now, but further down the road you'll have cars parked both sides, and it is very, very tight trying to get through. Very tight. Oh, there's nobody under the canopy. That's a blessing. Turn round in that yard there. Hand the paperwork in. And then go get tipped. Hopefully reasonably quick.
Calling. Please wait.
Hi, I've got a delivery of reels for you. Okay. Okay. Oh, straight under the canopy.
The gate is open.
Happy days. Right, I'm going to turn this off for now because I don't know if I'm allowed to film in here. Some places do get a bit snotty with you, so we'll have to see. Right, let's get a sneaky look at this load before forklift driver comes out. As you can see, quite hefty them rolls, and they've got to be strapped down properly with all the corner boards, because otherwise your straps will dig into them, damage them, and it's a lot of money. And they'll come and pick these up with like a big clamp, just grabs them. Not happy with that post there. That's life though, it's a battered old trailer. There you go, that's what I'm carrying today. Right, we're tipped at Lockerbie. So I'll find somewhere to stop on the way back and give the boss a ring. Find out what's next. If there is anything, it'll be something pretty local. So we'll just start to see. I'm hoping it just says just come back and go home, like, you know, but hey, you never know. I mean, last week I was done for, it was 3:30, and it's going to be roughly 3:30 by the time I hit Newcastle anyway. I was in there for 2 hours 20 minutes, which sounds a lot, but I mean, they've got very strict health and safety procedures in there, and you know, they've got to check everything off, and everything's got to be quality checked, and so it just takes time. It can't be helped. I mean, there's other places I've been to where you'll be done in like, what, 20 minutes? Then I used to go to Co-op, Castlewood Industrial Estate near Mansfield, and you'll be on a bay, as soon as the light goes to red, you're empty in 20 minutes. Right, just make sure there's no coming up here, because if there's another truck coming other way, one of us is going to have to give in. I'm really surprised this bridge doesn't have a weight limit on it, to be fair. It's a much bigger bridge, the next one down, the other side of that factory, that's a 32 ton limit. Nothing on this one. Just seems a bit odd. You've always got to be mindful of pedestrians, because they might have their headphones on listening to music and they won't know you're coming. He's been nice and pulled over.
Turn right.
Right.
Enter the roundabout.
Right, here we go. Next stop, the motorway.
Enter the roundabout. Take the second exit.
And then full speed back to Newcastle.
Take the second exit onto the 7068.
All being well, home for lager frenzy. I know what I'm doing here. I'm building my hopes up, and you know it's going to go tits up, don't you? Well, we'll see.
Take the next left onto A74 towards Carlisle.
That's it, full speed all the way.
Drive
See you
427
later.
miles.
Just looking at this abnormal load, this big cylinder, and I'm thinking, what the hell is that? Definitely wider than his truck. That's something I would love to get into, the real heavy haulage. You know, doing a job like that, no 2 days the same. It'd be a hell of a challenge, wouldn't it? That'll be something to tell your grandkids about. Not that I've got any grandkids, I'm old, but I'm not that old yet. So, pity I haven't got the speed to get up alongside him and have a look. But it does get you thinking. So, still 2 hours to go before Newcastle. We're not even at Carlisle yet. I'm wondering what that thing is. It's going to be on my mind all the way back now. Well, as long as he don't take the A69, because then he's going to have to slow down, and that really will hold me up. So, we'll see how it goes. Well, we're on the 69 on the way back, and yes, I've been rerouted. I've got to drop this trailer at DHL at Prudhoe. Not that far out of my way. Just a bit of a ball ache going round houses, you know. Just depends on traffic, really. But I think the sat-nav's going to come up with a shortcut somewhere. But do I trust it? No. Saying I should be there for 3:10 anyway. But hey, we'll see. So back to looking at all this amazing countryside. And if I do get to Prudhoe for 3:10, drop this. Probably still be done for what, 4, 4:30, depending on traffic. Still not bad. So, and considering I was an hour behind this morning, you know, can't complain really. Plus, I'm only on a 4-day week this week because I had Monday off for an interview. So, couple of extra hours come in handy, like, you know. So the interview I had, I mean, at the moment I don't do nights out. That's for a steel company, and that would mean 2 to 3 nights out a week. But you get your own unit, so kit it out how you want. You're not really bothered about stopping out, like, you know. Plus, you get your night out money. So, that's all tax free. Extra 75 quid a week, all adds up. It's long hours though, very long hours. You could be working 60, 65 hours a week. But you also got to think, you've no commuting or out like that, because half the time you're living in your truck. So, swings and roundabouts really. Plus, even if I was going home every night, it's actually a little bit closer to home than where I was working at Gateshead, so, you know, it's not bad. So, we'll see though. I mean, he said the job isn't actually available yet, but he's got a couple of guys retiring, so what he wanted to do was get a couple of guys interviewed who are interested, and then when these guys retire, he's got people he can just call up straight away, not having to worry about going through hundreds of applicants when he puts it on the internet, like, you know. Because up here, yeah, you will get a lot of applicants for a job. I put in for one at Team Valley. On the day I applied, Indeed says I was the 5th applicant to apply. When I checked a week later, there was something like 400 applicants. So if this comes off, then so be it. I've applied for another job as well that's closer to home, very close to home, but he won't know anything for another couple of weeks, so we'll just have to see how it goes. At the moment the agency's keeping me busy, so I've been busy now since September. Before that it was a bit hit and miss over the summer, but it's just been absolutely solid since September. And normally it goes quiet this time of year, but I've just swapped agencies, and this new one, there seem to have plenty of work, so I'll stick with it. I haven't burned my bridges with the old agency, you know, I mean, the door's still open to me. So, but like I said to the consultant there, who I get on really well with, I says, you know, my other half, she got laid off from a job week before Christmas, so it's down to me to keep earning till she finds another job. And hence I'll go with the highest bidder, so to speak. I mean, it sounds a bit mercenary, but it's a harsh fact of life. You know, I mean, hit and miss work doesn't pay the bills, so it's what you have to do. So if they had a spat the dummy out of me, then so be it, but they didn't. So they just asked me to stay in touch with them. So fair enough. Right, let's crack on to Prudhoe. Well, this is a new one to me. I've been to Prudhoe a few times. There's different places on this site. It's owned by one company. DHL have got units in there, and IPP, where I used to deliver pallets to, have got their own warehouse in there as well. So, but this time I've usually come in and gone through Bladen, which is a bit of a pain with traffic, to be honest. But because I've been coming on 69, this time it's taken me on to 695 and taken me in the back way. and the 695's the road I want. So I should be noting this for next time.
Take the first exit onto A600.
So potentially, if the A1 and Bladen are rammed, I could jump on the 69 and come down the 68. Potentially. So work out how long it saves me. Eldest Transport. They've got loads of trucks parked down here where I'm going. Theirs is on the other side. DHL's on the right as you look at it. Eldest is on the left. It's the same gatehouse in that row. I'll definitely not be able to film inside DHL. They are incredibly security conscious. I used to do night trunking for them, and they're brilliant to work for. But their trucks, no, the smoke detectors in them are hooked up to a camera which films the driver. Smoke detectors can detect vapes and everything, and the truck can also detect if you hold your phone to your ear, and it'll film you doing it. The camera's also got sensors on it, so any sudden steering or harsh braking, all the cameras all over the trucks go off, and it films why and what you've been doing. So obviously if there's a near miss or something, they can look back, it beams it directly to computers. A lot of people say, oh, they wouldn't be bothered with stuff like that, you know, a big brother watching you all the time. But it only goes off if it needs to go off. It's not filming you 24/7. So basically, if you're not driving like a dick, if it does go off, it's not going to be your fault. It'll be if somebody pulls out in front of you or something. Which happened to me at Darlington. The camera went off. I went in the next day. The boss said, well, your camera went off last night. He says, here, sign this, it wasn't your fault. I've had a look. Fair enough. You know, if you're not doing no wrong, you've no to worry about, have you? And the depot manager says, you're not supposed to stop for brakes for security reasons. He says, but if you want to pull over, jump out, have a quick go on your vape, he says, I don't mind. Just tell somebody you need a toilet or something. So, fair enough. Now this is a cracking place to park in it. Not as bad as them numpties in Leeds who are parked both sides of the road, like, you know, but hey. Oh, I heard one of our other drivers saying you've got to be careful when you go to that Leeds drop, because loads of cars have been damaged by trucks trying to get down, and sometimes they try and blame innocent drivers. So I'd have been alright because I was filming, you know, I could have turned around and said, hey, I've got all that on camera. So, but that is one of them places where people just dump the cars everywhere, and you know, it's an industrial estate. You are going to have trucks coming down. What do they expect? Well, I'm seeing a bit of scenery today, like I've not been through this way before. Always makes me nervous when my sat-nav tries and takes me away that I'm not sure about. I say my regular way in is through Bladen, but well, this has been alright. Maybe I should have a bit more faith in my sat-nav, but hey, you know, technology is not 100% foolproof. must be coming to a built up area because there's one of them signs that monitors your speed. West Mickley, never heard of it. But it looks a nice little place, doesn't it? Limit. A warning for children, so there must be a school down here. It's getting close to throwing out time. Mickley Square. Yeah, here we go, school traffic. That's not as bad as the school traffic on my street. That is just ridiculous. And most of them live a couple of 100 yards away, but they've still got to take the kids to school in car. And they wonder why there's like a childhood obesity problem in Britain. And then they start complaining when school buses can't come down and they're running late because there's cars everywhere and they can't turn around. They say, come on, I want my kids, I want to go to McDonald's and all this. I'll move your car then. You know, hang on. It's saying go straight on. Welcome to Prudhoe. Or Prudhoe, as my sat-nav calls it. You say Prudhoe to anybody in Newcastle, they'll just laugh at you. Right. 1.1 miles to go. So I'm assuming there's a mini roundabout down here, which I remember when I overshot the gates for this place the first time I came, because it's not well signposted. The DHL one is, but when I went for IPP for pallets, it tells us another gate and there isn't.
After 1,000 feet, enter the roundabout.
Yeah, we're almost
Take the
there.
second exit onto Princess Way.
This roundabout is weird because you come round it in a truck and you feel the truck leaning.
Enter the roundabout. Take the second exit.
What's happening here?
Take the second exit onto
Level
Princess
crossing.
Way.
Come on. At least that guy in the Range Rover had the sense to hang back a bit. You'd be surprised at how many would have just blocked that.
Prepare to arrive at destination on the right. After
I didn't know that was there. That's IPP, where I go for the pallets. We either collect or deliver there. That was when I was at GXO. ST own the site, but there's more than one company in here, quite a few. So it's the next gate down we want. There. And that building is DHL.
destination on the right.
And we're dropping this in that trailer park there. Right, I'll turn this off because security will start whinging.
700 feet at end of the road.
Right, that's the trailer dropped and we're driving solo back to the yard. And then that's my day done. It's saying 49 minutes. Be done for 4:10. So, not bad. By the time I've parked up, got my stuff out,
Turn left.
put some fuel in, probably about 4:30. So, not bad. Oh, I can get out here because I've got no trailer on. I'll go back the way that I came in. It's a little bit longer than going down through Bladen, but I'm not going to hit as much traffic, so probably be quicker. And as ever, she says, give us a ring when you've dropped the trailer. There's me thinking, oh, is she going to send me to Killingworth or Benton? Killingworth to get loaded up, or Benton where we've got another trailer park, and then bring a trailer back to the yard. But she says, no, straight back. But do me a favour, can you check all the trailers down at DHL and write down whether they're loaded or empty? So I'm like, yeah, no bother, love. There's only 8 of them. So, no great shake. So, I'd rather do a 5-minute job like that than be sent somewhere else. You see the camber on this roundabout as you go around. When you go down that way, you can feel your truck really lean. When you've got a lot of weight on the back, you know, it can make you a little bit nervous. So, it is what it is though. I mean, I say, I'm just shy of 2 years experience now. It'll be 2 years on 9th of March. But I'd say in some ways, like reversing, I'm a little bit behind where I wanted to be. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm alright reversing. But I still need a little bit more practice, I think. But the reasons behind that is because when there's been no work, I've been chopping and changing between Class 1 and Class 2. So you go on Class 2 for a little while and you kind of lose your rhythm on reversing a little bit, like, you know, you get out of practice. But now that I'm back with these, I've worked for these before, about, what, 14 months ago, maybe a bit longer. I did a couple of weeks night trunking down at Lichfield with them, which is a long run. And pallet ways, oh, I could do a whole video on that on its own. That place is not for the faint-hearted. If you want to see what it's like, I think it's a guy, Trucker Paul. He did a video, and the background music to it's the Terminator 2 theme tune. And it's Palletways, Fradley Park. Just type that into YouTube and show you how crazy it is in there. It's not for the faint-hearted. First time you go in there, it's just totally bewildering. Anyway, between these and the time I've had at GXO, I've had a lot of chance to practice reversing and that, whether it be onto loading bays, tight yards, you know, you name it, I've done it. A lot of places I still look and I have my doubts, but I seem to manage it, you know. I think one of the biggest things I can tell you about reversing is take your time. And everybody will mention the oversteering thing and overcompensating with steering wheel, which I was as guilty as anybody has. Constantly giving it too much lock or taking too much off. But the other thing is overthinking. If you start winding yourself up, then it's not going to end well, because you're just putting pressure on yourself. So it's a case of take a deep breath, relax, and just take it as it comes. Oh, he's going to go. Go on, love. Go on. That's my good deed for the day. But, yeah, don't wind yourself up about it. And reversing comes with practice, because what you learn on your test is nothing compared to the real world. Absolutely nothing. I mean, and the other thing is, when you're out on your own, you know, you've got nobody there to help you, unless you go ask, which I would urge anybody, when you first start, if you're not sure, get out and look. If you're still not sure, go ask somebody to watch your back. And people say, oh well, I'd feel a bit daft. You're going to feel a lot dafter if you hit something. So, I'd say, everybody will help you. I mean, there's no harm in asking for help. And one thing I used to do, when I started my first job, and I'd go out in the Arctic, the boss always used to say, God, you're in 45 minutes early, you don't have to go this early, you know. I say, well, what I want to do is stop at Barton Park truck stop, and then I'll practice a couple of reverses, and then, you know, because in that job we only had 2 reverses, the one at South Northumberland Industrial Estate and the one at the yard. There was one at Middlesbrough as well, but I very rarely went there, and that was nothing. So they were both tight, South Northumberland and Westerhope, but it was the same one every night. So once you'd got it, you wasn't learning anything. So I'd go find somewhere up way down, or if I was early getting out of South Northumberland, which was a rarity, go find somewhere on industrial estate, a corner I could reverse round or something. You know, if you've got the chance to do that, then do it. There's no pressure on you, you're doing it at your own pace. You know. So, yeah, take your time. Don't put pressure on yourself, and ask for help. You know, I mean, now I find myself doing stuff which 18 months ago I would have been messing my pants, like, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still take a shunt, you know, but I'm not in any great rush to do it in one first time every time, you know. I'd rather take a shunt and be safe than try and push my luck and give something a nudge. You know, just, that's the main thing, be safe. You know, that's the main thing as an agency driver people want from you. They want a safe agency driver. Somebody who's going to come in, do the job and bring the truck back in one piece. That's all it is. It's not rocket science. I mean, and for the most part, agency drivers, you'll not be given like the really hard jobs. When you first start, they'll kind of ease you into it because they don't know what you're capable of. So they'll kind of give you the easier runs. You might think they're boring, but then once they kind of get the measure of you, if you're there any length of time, then they'll move you on to better ones, more of a challenge. I mean, that one in Leeds, honestly.
Exit onto
I
A16.
went back to office and the planner was asking me what it was like, and I says, well,
Enter the roundabout.
if you'd have asked me 18 months ago, I'd have bottled it. And he went, so it's not right good for an inexperienced driver. I says, oh hell no. I says, they offer to back you out.
Take the third exit
Ha,
onto
they wasn't
A16
paying any attention.
towards Newcastle.
So, which is annoying, because then it's me who gets the blame. I mean, banksman playing on the phone. Don't get any better than that, does it? Well, that's that.
To enter the roundabout
Right,
after 1.3 miles.
all I've got to do is get up here to the 69 and then A1, A19, and that's me back to the yard. That's my day done. The weekend starts here. Lager frenzy night. I might even treat me and our lass to a Chinese, I don't know yet. Depends what mood she's in when I get home. To be fair, she's a bit down on herself after being laid off, so I'll be nice to her. In small doses. So, right, thanks for watching. If you've managed to watch it all the way through, thanks for putting up with me waffling shite. I hope I haven't bored you all to death. So, have a good weekend. Don't get too drunk, like me. See you later.